the division of money, material, or service to various separate groups or individuals. Because of differing needs, there will not be an equitable distribution of money to all the departments. Distribution. An approximate amount of something. To calculate an approximate amount of something. The architect gave an estimate as to how long it would take to build the house. The architect estimated it would take 3 months to build the house. Estimate. The value of one kind of currency compared to another. The exchange rate between the dollar and the yen is favorable to the Japanese tourist. Exchange rate. Numbers related to money or the amount of something. We need to look over last month's figures to see if we made a profit. Figures. Financial, related to money. The government has a fiscal responsibility to make sure inflation doesn't increase too fast. Fiscal. To divide a bill into separate prices for each item. After we itemize the invoice, we determine that most of the cost came from only one item. Itemize. The profit after taxes and other expenses have been paid. I made a net income of $3,600 last month after figuring out the cost of our office move. Net income. All costs of running a business other than wages or raw material. Because I only sell information, my online marketing company has a very low overhead. Overhead. A document with rows and columns for recording financial information. I use a spreadsheet program on my computer to record what I buy and sell for my business. Spreadsheet.
A written document listing purchases and payments. My bank statement is sent to me on the 20th of every month. Statement. Unable to pay your debts, and legally free from paying them. After suffering heavy losses last year, our company finally went bankrupt. Bankrupt. To have expenses equal to profits. After only 3 months, the new company was able to break even and begin to make a profit. Break even. To buy part ownership of a company or other enterprise. The bank is planning to buy a stake in the small stock trading company so that they can easily get into the investment industry. Buy a stake in something. To use a gift or money to divert someone from their duty or purpose, similar to a bribe and sometimes illegal. The land developer tried to buy off the city planners with $5,000 for each of them, but was not successful. Buy off someone. To buy someone's share of a company or project in order to remove them from ownership. The large textile company decided to buy out the smaller textile company in order to get rid of a competitor. Buy out someone. Being cheaper to make or use than sell or buy. Right now, it is not cost-effective to buy an electric car. Cost-effective. The amount of money someone has borrowed and needs to repay. The national debt has risen this year to nearly $10 billion. Debt. A partial or initial payment for something. To put money into a bank. We put down a deposit of $1,000 toward the purchase of our new house. I deposited money into my checking account yesterday. Deposit. To be successful, to be making money, to be profitable. The toy company finished the year in the black, thanks to increased sales during Christmas. In the black. To be losing money, to be unprofitable. Sadly, the trucking company has been in the red since the price of gasoline began to rise rapidly. In the red. The amount of money made within a time period, week, month, or year. Our company has doubled its income compared to last year's figures. Income. The amount by which withdrawals from a bank account are more than deposits. You may wish to sign up for overdraft protection with your checking account to avoid fees for accidentally writing too many checks. Overdraft. Money that remains after expenses are subtracted. To gain something. We expect to make strong, long-term profits on the new housing development. I profited greatly from my college education, now I am a professor at a university. Profit. The total amount of money received by the company for goods and services. Our revenue has increased by 50% since last year, thanks to increased awareness of our services within Europe. Revenue.
The removal of money from an account. The credit card company makes an automatic withdrawal from my bank on the 4th of every month. Withdrawal. To suspect but not yet proven true. It was alleged that the crime was committed by Mrs. Smith, but there is little proof that she did it. Allege. To capture and hold someone with the authority of law. The gentleman next door was arrested yesterday under suspicion of burglary. Arrest. News that is happening right now. My favorite TV show was interrupted by breaking news regarding the crash of the space shuttle. Breaking news. A person who is present at an event but not participating in it. Synonym: observer, onlooker, spectator, witness. The police questioned all the bystanders after the bank was robbed. Bystander. An article/essay in a newspaper, on TV, or on the radio that gives the opinion of the writer. Synonym: commentary, column. Did you read the editorial this weekend in the newspaper criticizing our governor? Editorial. Someone who sees an event and reports what happened. Synonym: witness. Because he was in the bank, he is an eyewitness to the robbery. Eyewitness. A brief, light snowfall. We can expect snow flurries Christmas morning and throughout the day. Flurries. A A prediction of the future using scientific data or historical information. To make a prediction of the future using scientific data or historical information. The economic forecast for the next quarter is that the national economy will improve. The weather reporter forecast heavy rain tomorrow. Forecast. A sudden increase in something. There was an outbreak of swine flu this year in Western Europe. Outbreak. Covered with clouds or mist. Synonym, cloudy. The skies were overcast this morning in the city. Overcast. A person who might be guilty of a crime. To think something is true or probable. Mike is a suspect in the robbery because he was seen running from the bank after it was robbed. Because it is raining so hard, I suspect no one will go to the park. Suspect. The crime of stealing money or property. Synonym, robbery. A theft occurred in the office last night. Someone stole 2 computers. Theft. Including everyone or everything. There were across-the-board pay cuts at the company due to the downturn in the economy. Across the board. A small box or case with printer ink or toner. Do we have any ink cartridges in the supply closet? My printer is out of ink. Cartridge. To provide food for an event. The local Indian restaurant catered our conference lunches and dinners. Cater. A notebook that keeps track of meetings and daily activities. Synonym, organizer. I didn't know we had a meeting this morning because I lost my day timer. Day timer. An examination. Synonym, review, checkup, investigation, analysis. There is a safety inspection at the factory every month. Inspection. The work of keeping something in proper, working condition. The maintenance crew was called in to repair the air conditioner. Maintenance.
A way of doing things officially chosen by an organization or person. Our company has a policy of never telling a customer that they are wrong. Policy. A sudden turn-off of electrical power. The office experienced a power cut this morning, causing all the computers to crash. Power cut. An accidental turn-off of electrical power. During the snowstorm, the city experienced a complete power outage. Power outage. The action of checking products to make sure they have been made well. We had to increase our quality control procedures when we began to get reports from customers that they were buying broken products. Quality control. A packet of paper. Can you go to the store and get 5 reams of copy paper? Ream. A file of written information used to keep knowledge. Our records show that you have not paid your last invoice. Records. Ink used by a copier or printer. Could you please go buy some more toner? We need to make more copies for the meeting. Toner. An organization of people with similar needs or concerns, usually workers or countries. Synonym: coalition, association, alliance. The labor union at my company is demanding higher salaries. Union. A building added onto a larger one or near the main building of a company. Our marketing department is not located in our main office, they are in our annex across the street. Annex. A limited part of a larger or more complex unit or system. Synonym: part, division, specialty, department. A smaller, separate office of a larger company. He specialized in an unusual branch of medicine. United Credit Bank has 6 different branches in town, which is very convenient. Branch. An agreement of 2 or more companies to work together. The new jet fighter plane is the result of a joint venture of Boeing and Airbus. Joint venture. Two companies/organizations joining into one company/organization. Stockholders are optimistic that the merger between Xerox and Dell will be profitable in the coming years. Merger. A company that does business in several countries. Most of the largest banks in the world are now multinational banks, with offices in several countries. Multinational. A factory, a place where something is made/built. There was an unannounced inspection of the plant to see if they followed all the safety regulations. Plant. The physical area of a building, both inside and outside. The protesters were escorted off the company premises by armed guards. Premises. A company owned by another company. The company that makes Scion cars is a subsidiary of Toyota. Subsidiary. The purchase of an entire company by another company. It would be illegal for Microsoft to do a takeover of Apple because then Microsoft would almost be a monopoly. Takeover. To provide an explanation or answer for something. I cannot account for why we lost so much money this month. We didn't do anything different from last month. Account for.
Don't understand why something is true or happened. I was at a loss as to why no taxi would stop to pick us up. At a loss. To make a copy of a computer file. Be sure to back up the financial report before you leave on Friday in case there is a problem with the server this weekend. Back up. To happen unexpectedly. I was not able to go to the party because something else came up. Come up.
To check something again to confirm that it is correct. We should double-check the printed prices of the new products before the price list is mailed to our customers. Double-check. Not working correctly due to an internal problem. Synonym, defective. The rocket exploded because of a faulty fuel tank. Faulty. To learn or discover something. My mother is angry at me because she found out I had quit French class. Find out. To give or throw something away, to sell or destroy something. Since I lost so much weight last year, I need to get rid of all my old clothes. Get rid of something or someone. To examine in order to determine accuracy, quality, or condition. Synonym, study, review, check. We need to go over last month's figures to see if we made a profit. Go over something. To look through something. The teacher goes through our essays looking for mistakes. Go through something. To examine systematically. We need to investigate why the plane crashed into the river to find out what went wrong. Investigate. To cause a change in a situation. It does not make a difference whether our Mark comes to the meeting or not. He does not have a voice in deciding what we will do. Make a difference. To read something to find and correct errors. Synonym, correct, edit. He procrastinated in completing the term paper. Proofread. To go back over again. We need to retrace our route if we don't want to get lost on this trip. Retrace. To bring to view something that was hidden, to show. After the magic trick, the magician revealed the hidden card up his sleeve.
Reveal. To decide against or eliminate someone or something. The police ruled out the old man as a possible bank robber. Rule out someone or something. To experience something, to encounter something. The mechanic ran into trouble when he was fixing my car and had to order more parts before he could continue. Run into, trouble/problem/difficulty/an issue. To reduce difficulties/problems with something. Even though our presentation was disorganized, we were able to smooth out the bumps by using a lot of humor to keep the audience interested. Smooth out the bumps. A problem with the design of a machine/object that makes it not work well. It was determined that the rocket had a structural flaw which resulted in it exploding in the sky. Structural flaw. To happen, to occur. The soccer game took place on the coldest day of the year. Take place. To interfere in a harmful manner. Don't tamper in the affairs of your supervisor, you'll only get in the way. Tamper.
To try to solve a problem by spending money on it. Because of our high profits, the president of our company is willing to throw money at problems to try to solve them. Throw money at something. To be found or known, to prove to be true. It turned out that more people came to the party than we expected. Turn out. A computer program that tries to move from one computer to another and destroy or change computer files. I had to take my computer in for repair because it was full of viruses. Virus. An electrical household machine. Refrigerators, microwaves, vacuums, TVs, and washing machines are just a few of the appliances I have in my home. Appliance. One part of a machine, system, policy, or method. We had to return the copier to the manufacturer because it was missing several key components. Component. To begin to do a plan action. Synonym, carry out. The government just implemented new laws protecting workers from working too many hours. Implement. The creation of new products or services. There is a lot of innovation in the cell phone industry, with new features added to phones every year. Innovation. Researching and developing new technology or products. The R&D department hasn't been very productive this year. We haven't put out any new products since last Christmas. R&D. Programs used on a computer to do various activities, typing, fixing photos, using the internet. Synonym, programs. My computer was so cheap because it didn't come with any software. Software. A book or program that provides instructions on how to use or do something. In order to use the new accounting program, I had to study the online tutorial. Tutorial. To improve the quality of something, usually by adding or changing something. Synonym, improve. A change that improves an earlier version. I need to upgrade my old computer, it's over 5 years old. I bought an upgrade for my computer CPU. Upgrade. Something that is sure to happen. Synonym, a sure bet, guaranteed. If you keep your money in the stock market, making a profit after 10 years is a sure thing. A sure thing. To be on the point of doing something. I was about to leave when the phone rang. About to do something. The purpose for doing something. Synonym, goal, target, objective. To intend to do something, to direct an action towards someone/something. Synonym, target, direct. The aim of the new ad campaign is to remind customers of why they love our cars. We aim to make our customers happy. The new ad campaign is aimed at children. Aim. To work hard toward a goal. Synonym, seek, aim for. She aspires to be the best salesperson at the office. Aspire. Not seen by the public. Synonym, hidden, private. The business negotiations occurred behind the scenes. We only saw the final decision after it was announced on the news. Behind the scenes.
The central issue of a discussion, the main point. The total, the final amount of money something costs. My friend wants to open a restaurant, but the bottom line is that unless he does more planning, it will fail. I don't need to know how much every piece of art I'm buying for the office costs. Just give me the bottom line. Bottom line. To divide something into parts, to separate something into simpler parts. Because it was so big, we tried to break down the problem into manageable pieces. Break down something. A point at which something, an action or event, is likely to begin. Synonym, threshold, edge. The two countries were on the brink of war due to the disputed valley along the border. Brink. An action that may fail but has a good chance to succeed. They took a calculated risk when they put the new computer on the market. Calculated risk. To put something into action. The scientist carried out several experiments before presenting his theory to his colleagues. Carry out some action. To put something into action, to do something. The steel company carried through with their plan to restructure their mining operations. Carry through with some action. To produce or find a thought/idea/answer. I tried to come up with a name for the new magazine. Come up with something. To use fewer or do less of something. The company has been cutting back on travel expenses recently. Cut back. To economize, to try to spend less money. Because we were forced to cut corners in performance checks, the new computer design didn't work very well. Cut corners. To be concerned with something, to take action about something. We will have to deal with the problem tomorrow. We don't have time to think about it today. Deal with something. to do something that one had not planned to do, to go somewhere one had not planned to go. We ended up going to a restaurant after the movie last night. End up doing something or going somewhere. To try to understand someone or something, to solve something. I finally figured out how to use the new DVD player. Figure out something. Succeed or make progress, usually in one's career or in society. Grow stronger. Synonym: prosper, thrive, flourish, advance. With the economy so bad right now, it is hard to get ahead. Get ahead. To make a successful beginning. We were unable to get the new product off the ground this year, but we will try again next year. Get something off the ground. To complete something, to finish something. My friend is having trouble getting through her final exams. Get through something. To give someone permission to go ahead with a project, to give permission for a project to start. Our boss gave us the green light to begin work on the new sales campaign. Give someone or something the green light. To choose one thing rather than another. We decided to go with the small rental car rather than the large one. Go with something.
A rule that helps you make appropriate decisions or behavior. Our lawyers make sure I follow all the safety guidelines we have to make sure no one can sue us. Guideline. If something should happen, I will take my umbrella in case it rains. In case something happens, / in case of something. To approve or support someone or something. Everybody is in favor of the new police chief's bold safety plans. In favor of someone or something. Reason for doing something. They decided to close down the school for the summer in order to do some major repairs. in order to some action. To establish, to begin. A place of study and or research. The company instituted a new policy regarding what employees need to wear while at work. There are many language institutes in Paris. Institute. To remember and think about someone or something while doing an action. The manager told her staff to keep in mind that because the store will open early tomorrow, they should go to bed early. Keep someone or something in mind. To seem reasonable. His new proposal really does make sense. Let's do it. Makes sense. A result desired by someone. One of our sales objectives for the next year is to expand into the Asian market. Objective. To be agreeable to learn or hear about new ideas or suggestions. Most members of the class were open to the teacher's ideas. Open to something. To put off doing something, usually due to laziness, to postpone or delay needlessly. Synonym, stall. He procrastinated in completing the term paper. Procrastinate. A plan that is introduced or suggested. Synonym, suggestion. Mr. Jones put forth a proposal to recycle more to help the company save money. Proposal. What is good and bad about a particular idea or plan? We need to discuss the pros and cons of switching to Apple computers. Pros and cons. To spend a lot of money on something to achieve a goal. The government is pumping a lot of money into the economy to try and get the country out of the recession. Pump money into something. To postpone a project. The construction company put the project on hold while they researched the problem. Put something on hold. A person, material, or amount of money that can be used to accomplish a goal. Due to a lack of resources, We don't have the money to open the new store. Resources. To continue doing something, to not quit something. My brother has been able to stick with his piano lessons despite his busy schedule. Stick with something. A long-term plan of action for achieving a goal. We need a different marketing strategy if we're going to survive this current economic downturn. Strategy. To be responsible for doing some action. It is up to the company president to decide when the meeting will start. Up to someone to do some action. To end successfully, to have a specific result, to succeed. I hope that everything will work out for my friend when she moves to Japan. She doesn't even know how to speak Japanese. Work out. Be informed before something happens. Because I was given advance notice about the topic of his speech, I was able to prepare questions. Advance notice. Yearly. Everyone is invited to the annual Christmas party. Annual. Twice a month. Our company holds bi-monthly seminars online instructing users on how to use the new billing program. Bi-monthly. Twice a week. We have a bi-weekly strategy meeting to discuss new sales campaigns. Bi-weekly. Something that never ends. Synonym, lifetime, never-ending. Yesterday's meeting was so long it felt endless. Endless. Just before a deadline or due date. We had to make some last-minute changes to the ad after our boss decided it wasn't good enough for today's presentation. Last minute. 1/4 of something, usually money or a year. Our profits rose last quarter, but this quarter we're losing money. Quarter. Room and board. Board equals meals, at a place you do not own, ex-hotel. Synonym, lodgings. We had a hard time finding accommodation in town due to the huge convention this weekend. Accommodation. Something that meets a need. The airlines had to make some accommodation for the man in the wheelchair. He sat near the door. Accommodation. To sign up and pay for traveling by bus, train, or plane. I booked a ticket last night online for my trip to Egypt. Book a ticket/flight. To travel to and from work, by any kind of vehicle. It takes me about 45 minutes to commute to work by car. If I go by bus, it takes an hour. Commute. A person who uses public transportation. A lot of commuters take the light rail train to and from work. Commuter. A lot of traffic that results in cars having to move slowly. There is heavy congestion on Highway 26 every day during rush hour. Congestion. The act of getting on a second or third plane taken on a single trip. Because we missed our connection, we were stranded in New York for the night. Connection. An accident in which a train runs off its track. I was late to the conference because there was a derailment just outside the city. Derailment. To casually visit, to visit without notifying the person ahead of time. Synonym, come by, drop by. Be sure to drop into our new store on Main Street and see all the wonderful products we have to sell. Drop in. Products carried by a large vehicle. Something that carries freight, train, truck, van, or car only. What kind of freight is in your truck? You usually carry lumber. Freight trains transport goods all around the country. freight,